Hi and welcome to MTG Manuscript. And been a long while since I did an opening video, and this is gonna be another very special one. And it'll be Duel Decks Anthology. Yes, this is a limited edition product from Wizards, and it consists of the first four dual decks in Magic history. And this is the insert that you will get it from. So let me just go through. So 4 unstoppable warriors, 4 immortal foes, and yada yada. And what is inside this product is the first 4 ever dual decks in Magic history, and the very first one being Elves versus Goblins. So you have team decks. Next is Divine versus Demonic. This is one of the pair of the dual decks that I'm most looking forward to. You have your Jace versus Chandra. And Garuk versus Liliana, and these are quite awesome, and I think they feature alternate art as well, and they are all printed in the modern card border format. So you have your foil hologram stamp as well, and yes, the entire box is sort of in foil. So it's quite cool, very nicely presented, and this is sort of a half opening as I've already opened part of them, and I'll just be doing the decks opening for today. So really cool that the whole deck is foil, and this is what you'll see inside the box. You have your 4 pairs of dual decks, so 8 decks in total, so really cool. And yes, all the card decks are in foil as well, so really interesting. Very awesome collection. And you have your 2 limited edition or collectible spin down D20 dice. Let me just focus it for you guys. So this is the symbol, magic symbol. The other one, so you have your blue on grey, and you have your white on blue D20 dice. So very cool. Just leave them there, and let's just go through from the first ever dual deck in Magic history, which is Elves versus Goblins. And from the first look at Elves deck, I don't even recognize that this is even an elf, so quite not very sure about the design. But let's see. And this is your dual deck case, and yes, it's in foil, but it is your usual paper deck case, so I'm not very excited about this. As you can see, some of the edges have started to fray already, fresh out the box, and the box is bigger, is not exactly tight fit, so you have a lot of space. I think it might be able to fit a sleeve deck, and you have some stopper inside which is in foil as well. So there you go. And let's open the first ever dual deck reprint and see what is inside. There should be a flap behind for this to be opened properly without damaging the deck, but I cannot find it. So yep. And so this is your Elves deck, with the first card being Ambush Commander. It is a 2/2 elf creature for 3 and green. Forest you control are 1/1 green elf creatures that are still lands. You can pay 1 green. Sacrifice an elf target creature, gets +3/+2 on your turn. And yes, this is in foil, and if I'm not wrong, this is an alternate art. I'm not very sure though. And next we have our Eleusis Rider. our 1+1+, Elf Warrior creature for 5 green. You may exile 2 green cards from your hand rather than paying this cost. Its power and toughness is equals to 1+ number of lands you control. You have Voice of the Woods. 2/2 elf creature for 3 and green, tap 5 untapped elves to control. Put a 7/7 green elemental creature token on with Tremble on the battlefield. Really cool. And yes, this dual decks all comes with tokens, which is one of the most interesting part of this product. In the first place that I'm looking forward to, and the first few cards are all your rares. You have your Slate of Ancestry. You pay 4, tap, discard your hand, draw a card for each creature you control. So really good card as well. And yes, this is your elemental token, really cool. I really like this a lot, and they are not dual-sided tokens, so even better. Your typical elf warrior tokens, a huge bunch of them. A huge bunch of them. You have your goblins token as well in this deck. That is super weird. So yep, it's mixed in here, and I'll just go through the rest of the deck quickly. We have our Elvish Eulologist. Alright, we have our Elvish Harbinger. Okay. Elvish Warrior. Gem Palm Strider. I think we'll see Gem Palm Incinerator in a Goblin deck if I'm not wrong. We have our Heedless One. Imperious Perfect. Yenowar Elves. Our Lysander Hans Master. This is them how to pronounce. We have our Stonewood Invoker, Sleven Messenger, Timberwatch Elf, Well-Wisher. We have our Wirewood Herald, Wirewood Symbiote, Wood Elves, really good card. Really like this art as well. We have our Run Vanquisher, Elvish Promenade, Giant Growth, Harmonize, Wild Size, Moon Glove Extract. Have a bunch of this, all your lands, Tranquil Ticket, Wirewood Lodge, bunch of basic forests, and there you go. And this is your elves versus goblin decks, and we are starting off with the elf deck. And again, these are the rare cards you will be getting and all the cool tokens. And I'll just be putting them aside for now. Okay, just put it back at the deck. Right, and we'll move on to our goblins. And this is your goblin deck. I think it looks much cooler and more goblin-like than elf-like. So let's again take a look and let's try to open this. Hate paper decks. I mean, I hate paper deck cases, but Wizards continue to make paper deck cases every single year. I have no idea why. They are really bad, and yeah, wouldn't put any of my cards in them. But their art is quite cool though. And first up we have our Siege Gang Commander. I think it's this alternate art as well. So in foil, our 2/2 Goblin creature for 3 red. When it enters the battlefield, put 3 1/1 red Goblin creature tokens on the battlefield. And you can pay 1 and red. Sacrifice a Goblin. It deals 2 damage to target creature or player. So pretty awesome. We have our Click Sleeder. Our 3/3 insect creature for 1 red. With haste, you sacrifice a Goblin, it gets +2/+2 against strength on turn. We have our Yip Half-Heart Goblin Tactician. Our 3/2 legendary Goblin Advisor for 3 and red. Whenever another Goblin you control becomes blocked, sacrifice it. If you do, it deals 4 damage to each creature blocking it. So pretty cool. And you can sack 2 mountains, put 2 1/1 red Goblin creature tokens onto the battlefield. Really cool card. We have our Skirk Fire Marshal, our 2/2 Goblin for 3 red, protection from red. Tap 5 untapped Goblins you control, it deals 10 damage to each creature and each player. So crazy shit. We have our Aki Cold Flinger, and I think the tokens are all in the elf deck, so there isn't any tokens here already. We have our Aki Cold Flinger, and I'll just go through the rest of the deck pretty quickly. We have our Amber Wild Ager, Flame Wave Invoker, Gem Palm Incinerator, yep, I'm right. We have our Goblin Cohort, We have our Goblin Matron, a really good card. If you're playing a Goblin deck, Goblin Ringleader, a good card as well. We have our Goblin Sledder, Goblin War Chief, Mock Fanatic, Mock War Marshal, Mud Button Torch Runner. We have our the classic Raging Goblin, our Reckless One, Skirt Drill Sergeant, our Skirt Prospector, Skirt Shaman, Tar Pitcher, Boggart Shenanigans. If you have your Tribal enchantment when Tribal is still a thing. We have our Splitting Earth. Cool. We have our Tar Fire, Forgotten Cave, Goblin Burrows, and your basic mountains are the rest of the deck. So there you go for your Elf versus Goblins with your alternate art Siege Gang Commander in foil. So really cool. And for collectors, I think this is a really awesome pickup. And I'll put this back in its case. And yep, I think the Goblin deck is a bit, it's a tighter fit than the Elves deck. Okay, and let's move on to Divine versus Demonic. So another very interesting dual deck that a lot of collectors will be interested in. The art is really awesome on the deck case. And let's take a look at Divine versus Demonic. So there you go, and first up we have our foil alternate art, and yep, this is our Chroma Angel of Wrath, our 6/6 legendary angel for 5 white. With flying, first strike, vigilance, tremble, haste, protection from black and red. So really cool, and a very awesome art, and in foil as well, so super duper awesome. A Chroma Angel of Wrath. And next we have our Twilight Shepherd. And if I am not wrong, this is recently reprinted in Commander 2014 in the white deck Forged in Stone. So yep, Twilight Shepherd with our Luminous Angel, our 4/4 Angel for 4 white with flying at the beginning of our upkeep. We put a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying onto the battlefield. We have our Rare Dawnbringer. I think I have one of these as well, but in a different art. It's a 4/6 angel for 6 white flying at the beginning of your upkeep when you return target creature from your battlefield, from your graveyard to the battlefield. And the rest, where are the tokens? Okay, and the rest, I'll just go through them. We have our Incation Priest, our 1/1 human cleric for white. And do stuff. We have our Angelic Page, Charging Paladin, our Venerable Monk, Angelic Protector, Sarah's Advocate, Sustainer of the Realm, tons and tons of flying creatures. We have our Angel of Mercy. We have our very awesome classic Sir Angel, our Healing Salve. Our Healing Salve I have not seen for a damn long time. We have our Angel Song, Otherworldly Journey. We have our Pacifism, really old art there. This card is very cool. We have our Sarah's Boon, Angelic's Benediction, Faith's Fetters, it's not bad. We have our Sarah's Embrace, Righteous Cause, Angel's Feather, Marble Diamond. Okay, there's a Marble Diamond inside, so really cool. And our lands, our Secluded Steppe, a bunch of basic planes, and there you go. And this is our white deck with our foil Chroma Angel of Wrath. Sorry for the shake. So really cool. And I'll just put it back in its deck. And I think we'll have our tokens in the demonic deck. Hopefully, yep, I think I do see tokens inside. And for the demonic deck, this is what you have, and this is its a foil deck case, so really cool. And the featured art is Lord of the Pit. Let me just show you. Yeah, I don't think it is me. Oh yeah, okay, alright, it's me then. I thought some don't have the tab to pull it open, but I'm wrong. And this is what you get in your demonic deck with Lord of the Pit. Very cool. Our 7/7 demon creature for 4 black with flying and tremble. At the beginning of the upkeep, sacrifice the creature. If you can't, it deals 7 damage to you, so really cool. Very interesting card. You have our Ravel Demon, our 6/6 demon creature for 4 black with flying. When it enters the battlefield, if you cast it from your hand, destroy all non-artifact, non-black creatures. They can't be regenerated. So basically, it is a bot white with a very strong creature attached to it. We have our Kuro Pit Lord, our 9/9 legendary demon spirit for 6 black. At the beginning of the upkeep, sacrifice this unless you pay black. And you can pay 1 life. The creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn. So. And next we have our Promise of Power, our 2 sorcery spell for 2 black. You choose 1, you draw 5 cards, and you lose 5 life. Or put a XX black demon creature token with flying on the battlefield, where X is the number of cards in your hand as the token enters the battlefield with Entwine. And yep, so this card is printed in the new. I have no idea what does. What's this format called? Yep, but the new format where you can choose multiple stuff. And we have our very awesome tokens, and starting off with our demon token, really cool. And we have our spirit token. I don't think we have seen this art before. This spirit token art, if you have seen this, let me know which expansion it is from. We have our trial tokens. Awesome trial tokens, and let's move on to all the other cards in this deck. And we have our Abyssal Gatekeeper, Foul Imp, Daggerclaw Imp, Dusk Imp, Overeager Apprentice, Stingwit Imp, Soot Imp, Demon Jester, Soul Drinker, Abyssal Spectre, Crackling Imp, Fallen Angel, our cool Dark Ritual, Duress, Unholy Strength, Crow Addict, Demonic Tutor, which is one of the best card in this deck. I have no idea why they have not upgraded its rarity, but yep, there you go. Demonic Tutor. Search for your library for a card, put that card into your hand, then shuffle your library. Super awesome. We have our Dark Banishing, Oni Possession, Battle in Blood, Breeding Pit, Corrupt, Consume Spirit, Demon's Horn. Why is there no diamond, Charcoal Diamond in this deck? So sad. We have our Baron Maw and a bunch of basic swamps. And there you go. And these are your very awesome tokens and your rare cards and your alternate art. Lot of the Pit in foil, so really cool. And that's your demonic deck. So again, let me just put that away and move on to Jace versus Chandra. And this is your Jace deck, and with your Jace in a really cool, hip, very modern design or illustration of Jace. And again, yep, this is your alternate art foil of Jace Balerion. Really cool card. Okay. So this is your Jace Balerion in foil, our Planewalker, 3 loyalty Planeswalker for 1 blue. And yep, +2 each player draw a card, and -1 target player draw a card, and -10 target player puts top 20 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard, so really cool. Jace Balerion. Here we have our Gowl. 6/6 elemental incarnation for 3 blue. It can't be blocked by 3 or more creatures. The spell or ability you control would counter a spell. Instead, exile that spell and you may play that card without playing its mana cost. Yep. Pretty interesting, and when it's put into the graveyard anywhere, I'll shuffle into its owner's library. So basically all your counter spells becomes a spell stealer. Something like that. We have our Quicksilver Dragon. Yep. Our 5/5 dragon creature for 4 and blue with flying, and you can pay blue if your target spell has only 1 target. That target is Quicksilver Dragon. Change that spell's target to another creature. And with Morph. So, yep. Basically redirect. Sort of, and we have our Ancestral Vision. Basically it's 1 blue and draw 3 cards. Really good card. However, with Suspend. And the rest I'll just go through as quickly as possible. We have our Martel of Frost, Phantom Seer, Void Mage Apprentice, Wall of Deceit, Wheel Bender, cool card, Bottled Gnomes, Man of War, really awesome card, very nostalgic. And if you notice, if you know the art in Portal for Man of War, it is jellyfish with a shark, and I always thought that Man of War is a shark rather than a jellyfish. And we have our Ophidian. Yep. We have our Fleshling Mocker. No idea how you pronounce it. You have our Water Spout Jinn. We have our Mauldrifter, Air Elemental, Riftwing Cloud Skate, 2/2 Illusion. Good card. We have our Spire Golem, Affinity for Islands. We have our Aether's Knight, Brine Elemental, Aaron Ephemeral. We have our Mindstone. Daze is a very good card as well. They should they should print more of these instead of Counterspell, but Counterspell is good as well. We have our Repulse, Fact of Fiction. Don't really like this current art, like the older art better, but yeah. We have Gush, Condescend. We have our Terrain Generator, another very good card, and we have a bunch of your basic islands. And there you go. And this is our Jace deck from very back then with Jace Balerion in foil and alternate art. So really cool. And I'll just put it back. And let's go through Chandra's deck. So this is Chandra's deck case. You have your Chandra as the cover. And of course this is foil as well. And I don't really think that there is... okay. I don't really think that there is any tokens in Jace versus Chandra's deck. But I might be wrong, and this is where you get your Anthology card and rules reference cards in this entire box. So yep. Okay, let's open this up. Okay, and first up we have our Chandra Nailer, never knew how to pronounce it, but whatever. And in alternate art foil, so really cool art. Alright, and is our Planeswalker, Chandra Planeswalker with 6 loyalty counters for 3 and red. A +1 deals 1 damage to target player, -X deals X damage to target creature, and -8 deals 10 damage to target creature and each creature he or she controls. So yep. Well, typically Chandras are not very awesome, so And next we have our Rakdos Pete Dragon, our 3/3 dragon creature for 2 red, and you can pay red against flying, and pay red with for fire breathing with and Hellbend. And it has double strike as long as it has Hellbend. And next we have our Hostility, our 6/6 elemental incarnation for 3 red with haste. If a spell you control will do damage to an opponent, to prevent that damage, put a 3/1 red elemental shaman creature token with haste on battlefield for each 1 damage prevented this way. So quite cool. And when it is put into graveyard from anywhere, shuffle it into its owner's library. And next we have our Demon's Fire. Our sorcery spell for X and red, it deals X damage to target creature or player. If a creature dealt damage this way, will die, exile it instead. And with Hellbend, it can't be countered and damage can't be prevented. So your Demon Fire. And yep, I'm wrong. There's indeed tokens due to the one and only card, which is Hostility, if I'm not wrong. Yep, so we have your Elemental Shaman tokens. Okay, and next we have our other cards, which is Flamekeen Brawler, Fire Slinger, So Bright Flamekeen. It's a 2/1 Shaman Elemental for 1 red. Again, pay 2. If it is the third time this result, you may add red to your mana pool. So really cool. We have our Pile Charger, Sleeve Firewalker, Flamekeen Brawler, Flamekeen Invoker, Inner Flame Acolyte. So damn lot of elemental creatures here. We have our Flametongue Kavu, Furnace Whelp, Ingot Thrower. I like this card a lot. We have our Oxider Golem, Affinity for Mountains. We have our Chartooth Kugel, Fireboard, Seal of Fire. Have our Incinerate with the Chandra's art. Have our old Magma Jet, Flame Javelin. Like this card as well. Cone of Fire, Fire Blast. So another very good card. With our awesome classic Fireball. Have our Keldon Megaliths. And your bunch of basic mountains. So there we go. This is our Chandra's Nala's deck in Jace versus Chandra, and your alternate art for Chandra. So pretty cool. And now again, I'll put this back, and let's move on to our Garruk versus Liliana. And this is a Garruk's deck, of course in foil and alternate art. And let's take a look at Garruk's deck. And this is your alternate art Garruk, so really awesome. You have our Garruk Wild Speaker, Garruk Planeswalker with 3 loyalty counters for 2 and green. And with this +1 untap up to 2 target lands, -1 put a 3/3 green beast creature token on the battlefield, and -4 creatures you control gets +3/+3 and gains trample on the end of turn, so basically it's overrun. And next card we have our Ravenous Bailer, 4/4 beast for 2 and green, sacrifice a beast, you gain 4 life. Our Plated Slack Worm, or 8/8 Worm for 4 green with Hexproof. Next we have our Root Awakening, sorcery, choose sorcery for 4 and green, choose 1, untap all lands you control. Until end of turn, lands you control becomes 2/2 creatures that are still lands with Entwine 2 and green. Next we have our awesome tokens. We have our Elephants, Beast tokens, more Beast tokens. Have our Bats. And yeah, that's all. Okay, and next we have our Basking Rootwalla. This card is really awesome with his Madness cost 0. We have our Albino Troll. Troll are always irritating with their regeneration. We have a Vine Trellis, Wild Mongrel. Is a good card as well. We have our Wire Wood Savage, Blastodon, Stampeding Wild Beast, Indrik Storm Howler, Croissant Tasker. It's a good card as well. We have our Janju of Satyrs, Giant Grove, Rancor, just 2 of them. We have our Lignify, Nature's Law, another just 2 of them as well. Elephant Guide is good also We have our Invigorate, Serrated Arrows. We have our Harmonize, Beast Attack, our Classic Overrun, and Windstorm. And we have our Slippery Cast, with our Treetop Village, and your bunch of basic forests. And that is for our Garut's deck. With your foil and alternate art Garut WoW Speaker. So really cool. And that is your Garut versus Liliana. Okay. And let's move on to our Liliana's deck. So this is the deck case, which looks really awesome with Liliana and all her curse marks, or whatever you want to call it. And this is our Liliana's deck. Okay, and of course you have your Liliana vest in alternate art foil. Let's see whether I can give you a better view. The foil doesn't really show that much, but yep, it is foil. Her cool. Yep, and it's our Liliana Planeswalker with 5 loyalty counters for 3 and black, and +1 target player discard a card, such -2, such a library for our card, shuffle it, and put that card on top. And -8, or put all creature cards from all graveyard on the battlefield under your control. So pretty cool. We have our Skeletal Vampire, our 3/3 Vampire Skeleton for 4 and black with flying. When it's on the field, put 2 1/1 black bat creature tokens on the battlefield, and you can pay 3 black, sacrifice a bat and put 2 1 black creature token, and you can sacrifice a bat to regenerate this vampire. And next we have our Bat Moon. Black creatures gets +1/+1, our very classic card. We have our Mutilate, our sorcery for 2 black. All creatures gets -1/-1 until end of turn for each swarm you control. And next, I'll just go through the rest of the cards, which is our Death Greeter, our Ghost Lead Stalker. We have our Vampire Bats, Drudge Skeletons, Ravenous Rack, Flashback Marauder, quite a good card. We have Fraction Rager, Urborg Siphon Mage, Wall of Bone, Fairy Macabre, yep, for Howling Banshee, Keening Banshee, Twisted Abomination, Genju of the Fence, Sign in Blood, Vicious Hunger, Ickle Slick, Hideous End, Snuff Out, really cool. With our Tendrils of Corruption, Rise from the Grave, Corrupt, Enslave. It's a very irritating card. And we have our Polluted Mire and a bunch of basic swamps. Yep, and this is your Liliana deck from Garut versus Liliana, and with your foil and alternate art Liliana in the deck, so really cool. And that's it for your dual deck anthologies, which consists of the first 4 pairs of dual deck in Magic history. So if you are really into all this, I think this is a really good pickup, as there's a bunch of very useful cards in here, and you have a lot of alternate art cards as well. So if you are into collecting cards like this, I think this is a really good buy, as you will never ever get to buy any of these ever again, as this is in a limited print run. So get it while you can, and while this is still in the market. I think this is again a really good buy, and this is it's boxed for cool collection and keeping purposes. And that's all for this episode. We hope you like the series so far, and again, if you'd like to support the channel for us to keep opening products like this for your pleasure, and just to take a look at what the hell it is, do like our channel and subscribe, and I will see you guys